Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to build OTBI reports in Oracle Fusion. So this video was built on release 13.20b version. So before we proceed further, we need to understand what is OTBI. OTBI stands for Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence. It's a reporting tool within Fusion application. It's based on the real-time data, and no separate data warehouse is required in order to run the OTBI reports. OTBI reports can be built by the functional users, and no SQL query knowledge is required to build these reports. It's just a kind of a drag and drop feature. So now let's see how we can create a simple OTBI reports. So this is the Fusion application. Go to the navigator and then scroll down. Go to tools. Within tools, there is something called report and analytics. So click on this. So under report and analytics, you have something called create report and analysis. So select analysis. So once you select analysis, you'll be able to see all the subject areas which are available in the system. Again, all the subject areas are restricted to your user based on the roles which are assigned to your user. Of course, this being a testing environment, I have access to a lot of roles, so that's the reason I am able to see all, almost all the subject areas which are available in the system. So let me just focus on the general ledger subject areas. So let me search with say journals. Okay, so let me select the first subject area, general ledger journals real time. Click on continue. Sometimes there's an issue with this page. Let me try again. Let me cancel. Okay, let me sign out and then sign back in. Okay, again, navigate to tools, report and analytics. Analysis. Search for the subject area of journal. Okay, so here you can see under general ledger journals subject area, you have different items here: journal badger, journal header, journal lines, and their time. So let me pick up, say, journal lines, and within the journal lines, basically, say, take an example. My requirement is to build a report which shows all the journal lines for a specific maybe balance segment and account. Okay, let me pick up under account, say, or account description. Okay, let me pick up this account description, and then balancing segment, which is company, and then journal line amounts. So I am interested in scroll down. Journals. I'm interested in, say, journals accounted debit and say accounted credit. Okay, I think national segment is available here, so let me pick up this national segment here. Let me get rid of this. Okay. So my report shows the company code, account code, journals line, total accounted debit, accounted credit, and let me pick up ledger currency, and also I just want to pick up the ledger name. So ledger name should be under journals header. Ledger name, yeah, ledger name. Okay, so these are all my columns. So let me push this ledger name as the first column, so you can move this item. Okay, ledger name is my first column, company code, account code, ledger currency, accounted debit, and accounted credit. And if I want to edit the column names, I can do that. So instead of balancing segment company code, I want to name it as a company code. So in my report, the column heading will be shown as company code. Let me click on next. Okay, let me give a name to this report. So let me just call it as GL journals report. And how do you want to display the report, whether it's a tabular format, summary table, pivot. So let me pick up the tabular format. And if you want to display any kind of a graph, bar, line, scatter, area, pie, you can use that. So I do not want to display any graph, so I'm just selecting as none. And layout. The layout is basically if you have, say, you have table above graph, table below graph, table to the left, table to the right, and so on. So as I did not select any graph, so this do not have any significance. So I just want to display just a simple table. And if I want, I can click on this, which will give me a preview of the report. So once we are able to see the preview of the report, we can proceed further. And in the next screens, we should be able to add some kind of a filters or add conditions for sorting and so on. Okay, so this is how the report looks like. So ledger name, company code, account code, currency, accounted debit, and accounted credit. So let me just click on say okay. Okay, next. So here you have all these columns and you have additional layout options. So under additional layout options, say I'll just pick up say ledger name as an example. So you have three layout options: prompt for, selection by, and excluded. So say take an example, I select ledger name, and if I select move to excluded, so let's see what will happen. So I'm moving this ledger name to this excluded. Once I do that, your ledger name column is actually moved to excluded, and in the preview, ideally your ledger name should be totally excluded out of those columns. So we should be able to see only all other columns except the ledger name, which we have actually selected earlier. It's taking a while. Let me click on OK. Yeah. So the ledger name is totally excluded here. Now, if I want to select this and move to this section by column, let's see what will happen. So I'm moving that ledger to section by column. So if I move to section by column, this is how you can see the data is sorted by each ledger. So this is for BCL India Private Limited ledger, and this is for GP Group in ledger. Now I want to move it to prompt for. Okay, when I move to prompt for, so whenever you run this particular report, obviously you'll be able to see the significance of this in the next screens. Whenever you move this ledger name to prompt for, whenever you're running the report, the system will ask you to select a ledger. Based on the ledgers, it's going to show the data. Okay, so let me keep this ledger name under prompt for, and then click on next. And here you can see additional sort column. So sort by let me say sort by say account code. So it will be sorted by this account code. Okay, and if say descending, you'll be able to see the difference here, ascending versus descending. And you can add additional sort columns, and additional filter is basically let me pick up say company code. You can just say if you are interested in only company code of say, here we have the data only for the company code of 001. So let me put 002. You will not be able to see any data here because there is no data for 002. Delete that. Or if you are interested in a company code of only say 1001, or sorry 10,001, you're able to see only one record because there is only one record for 10,000. Let me get rid of this. Even though here you are able to see only just one ledger here, but in your next screen when you run the report, as I mentioned, you need to select a prompt for the ledger, and based on the ledger, it's going to show the data. If there are multiple ledgers, it will show all those ledgers. So let me click on next. And then again, additional formattings. So you can have an additional formatting here. So here the additional formatting is basically if you want to display different colors for the rows based on the amount. So let me enter a threshold amount of say for the total. This is total accounted debit. Okay, so what system has done here is if the total accounted debit is less than $15,000, you have the red color. If the total amount is between $15,000 and $35,000, then you have yellow color. But obviously there are no rows here which falls under this criteria, and hence you are not able to see any rows highlighted in yellow. And if it is more than 35,000, you are able to see green color. So now let me change this number. So let me make it as a we change the number say 150,000 to 350,000. See here, all those lines where the journal total accounted debit is less than 150,000, you are able to see red color. All those rows where the amount is between 150,000 and 350,000, you should be able to see yellow. And all those rows where the amount is more than 350,000, you are able to see green. So just from a reporting perspective, if you want to see the numbers in different color, then you can use this. And if you do not want, then you can just get rid of that. Click on next. Give a name to your report. So I just want to give this report name as let me call it as Fusion Demo GL report. And if I save this report under shared folders, other users can also run this particular report. And if I save this particular report in my folders only, I'll be able to run this report. So let me try to save this in the shared folder so that other users in the system can also run my report. And within the shared folder, there are different again subfolders here. Always suggested run build your custom reports in your custom folder, so that whenever there's an upgrade or anything happens on your uh, Fusion application version, so your reports are not impacted. Within this custom, I just want to create a folder by name custom finance reports. Let me select custom, then under custom it's custom finance reports. Okay, so this is the custom finance reports, and then submit. Analysis saved successfully. Now if I want to, okay, instead of going to be a publisher, now let me go to analysis. Sorry, shared folders, custom finance reports. Yeah, so this is my report now. Let me run the report from here. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier that there is a prompt for the ledger. So if I select the ledger, depending on the ledger, I'm able to see the data. And here I am able to see only two ledgers in the drop down, because I have access to only these two ledgers in this test environment. So OTBI report takes into consideration the security as well. Okay, and if you want to export this, click on this export, and you have an option export to PDF or Excel or other format. So let me select Excel. The report is downloaded to my desktop. Yeah, so this is your report. So this is how you create your simple OTBI reports, wherein no SQL knowledge is required to build this report. It's just a drag and drop. Only thing is you need to know the subject area, and pick up within that particular subject area again all your uh, whether it's a finance or any other module related subject area items are displayed there. So if it's related to journal line, so select the journals related subject area, and it's like self-explanatory. Looking at the name, you'll be able to understand what exactly the particular folder or item under the subject area is related to, and then based on that you can actually drag and drop and continue further in building the report. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Fusion Financials or Oracle e-business, so please subscribe my channel. Thank you.